Peace and blessings. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom for the Modern Sister. So I'm going to give you all a chance to come on. It is the day after the holiday, so I hope you are all not stuffed from eating that food. I hope not. I hope you ate great food or did a mini fast or ate no food at all. That would be okay as well. But yes, so I told you my husband and I are moving. We will be out of this apartment and out of California on what day is that? Hey, Barbara Jackson. Hey, Jen Sadiq. That will be November 30th. We will be on a plane, boarding the plane to North Carolina. So, yeah, and I told you how we bought this air mattress. So my daughter is here from college, and we are sleeping on the air mattress, and it's not a great night's sleep, that's for sure. Cindy, how are you? Jean Lewis Hart, Jensen, girl, where have you been? Where have I been? You mean Jen Sadiq, are you talking to me? Where have I been? What you mean? Where I've been? I've been here every night. Every night. Did you miss me? I don't know. Ask me that again. Let me know if you're talking to me, Queen. Hey, Sis G Lisa, how are you? So yeah, y'all, I'm definitely so this is the winding down or maybe the gearing up for the big move. And so yeah, we are sleeping, like I said, we're sleeping on a air mattress. And so the sleep, it's not the best. But you know what? With the excitement of everything, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. What matters is that I'm here and you are here, and we are going to have a great night tonight. So let me just, again, Jacqueline, hi, Jackie. Barbara, hi, I'm very little. I ate very little. Everybody raised their eyebrows but said nothing. Yay, my family is cool like that. That's right. Glad to see you, Lisa. Glad to see you too, Cindy L. Goodson. Hey, Cindy L. Goodson, I want to know if you're related to my husband's people. He's a Goodson as well. His people, yeah. So I want to know if you're related to the Goodsons, because I know a lot of Goodsons are related. So let me know. Let me know. I look forward to your talks. I look forward to yours too, Jen. I got you. CT, Carissa, how are you? Carissa, I haven't seen you in a long while. So I look forward to, let me tell y'all, my whole day is surrounded about what am I going to talk about or what's inspiring me. Because to be honest, I got 1,000 things to talk about. Like, I don't feel like I will ever run out of things to talk about. I'm just so happy y'all want to hear it. Like, that's what makes me feel good. I think it's, connecting to the divine. Because really the divine, another word or expression for the divine is called the infinite, the divine infinite. So we might be family, you might be. So, hey, Tanya. So the divine infinite. So I really want to talk about today the idea of the divine infinite, and that your ability to have, to do, to desire, to want is really in the infinite, meaning there's infinite possibilities. That's what made me really come to this conclusion that there's no one divine purpose, and we're looking for the one way, even the one way as it applies to your spirituality or your religion. The one God, right? Or the one relationship, or the one divine mate, or the one soul mate, right? Or the one divine purpose. It's so not true, and it's so wonderful. And how I know that is that there is an infinite amount of knowledge. Do you understand that you can't live long enough to get all of the knowledge of the universe? I'm not even going to say the world, the universe, because I believe that there's parallel universes and universes within universes, right? So we can't live long enough. So you can't give up in life because you haven't experienced all of life. And I'm going to say it again. You can't give up in life. You're not allowed to give up in life because you can't experience all of life, because life is infinite. Even though people like to say there's nothing new under the sun, I've seen it all. You've heard these expressions. I wonder where you live. Who are you that you've seen it all? Or that there's nothing new to you under the sun? I understand the expression that everything is everything, and everything that we know, we already know. That everything that we come to us, or thoughts or ideas, is thoughts into the universe. But it's still new to you. Don't let anybody take away your new experiences, your new way of being and learning. embrace it and allow others to embrace it as well. So let me get some. Jackie, I know, I hope to never do air mattress again. Broke the last one. Girl, the air mattress. Yeah, the air mattress ain't, yeah. But you know what? It's a blessing. And I think that, that's another thing about life. Everything is temporary. When I was younger, there was so many things that bothered me. Or you thought, oh my God, I got that bad grade, end of the world. Oh my God, I didn't get into the college that I applied for, end of the world. Oh my gosh, I didn't get the job I wanted, end of the world. Oh my God, my first business that I created, let's say somebody says, didn't succeed. Like now, it's like, it's so temporary. So even the air mattress and the sleepless nights, it's temporary too. I was thinking about, how you shame the devil? By not letting the little things bother you. That's how you shame the devil. That's how you shame negativity. That's how you keep negativity at bay. That's how you keep hurt and despair at bay. When you look at everything and go, it's only temporary, because you see what's ahead. You see the goodness. So like I'm more like that. And I think, thank you for the thumbs up. I think that happens, I hope, what part of it is happening because it's called wisdom. And that the older you get, the wiser you get, you start realizing that you don't have that much time on the earth. I don't care how phenomenal you are. I don't care if you're the best prayer warrior. I don't care if you get up every day and meditate and visualize. You only going to live to a certain amount of years on this earth. It's just the way it is. And I think that starts to kick in when you get closer to a certain age, like 50. And if it doesn't kick in, then usually you're afraid. If it doesn't kick in, that you don't have as much time. But let me say that there's no fear around not having enough time or as much time, because you have enough time. There's no fear. This is when balance comes in. There's no fear around it. There's excitement, because it means get busy and get busy now, right? Jackie, girl, I woke up the next day on the mattress. It was flat. I laughed for 20 minutes. We have to laugh sometimes, and that's it. And yeah, how are you? And Jackie, right? You just gotta, that's Jackie, you got it. That's what I've been doing lately. Like everything is just funny, it's exciting. I realize that if you keep that attitude, very little negativity can penetrate that reality. Hey Zalika, hey Genius, yes, it kicks in. So, but today, got my notebook, always taking notes. I got notes for everything. So first of all, I want to let people know, thank you. You are all participating in the Black Power Friday today on the Blackberry Beauty website, and I just want to thank you. I want to thank you with all my heart, because I appreciate it, and I know you're going to enjoy it and love it, the new energy that I bring into this, to my website even. I think you'll love it. And I just want to remind people that I have the formerly known as Wild Woman Who Roamed the Womb 12-month, 1-year program about healing. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. It's called Spiritually Awakened Black Woman 1-year program, and I'm doing a soft launch where instead of it being $497, because that's what it's actually the value, if you add up $37 a month and you times that by 12, it actually I think adds up to $444. But I said no, I want to give it to them for $297. But today, Black Friday, I'm giving away 11 months of the 12-month program for $99. And let me tell you what I thought about it. I said to myself, and you'll see why I'm going to extend the offer. We're going to extend it to Cyber Monday. So today is Friday. You have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'm going to keep the $99 up. And you're going to see why in a minute. Because it's something that I noticed today, something that I saw, something that Spirit put on my heart. And I said, okay, we're extending so people can get that whole program. And I'm going to, when you hear the discussion, the lecture tonight, you'll understand why. Tanya says, I ordered the audiobook. Yeah, I saw it, Tanya. I saw it. I hope you got my message thanking you. And my sister will send it out. Tanya, you're going to love it. I know, girl. I'm getting that tonight. Yay. Thank you, Jackie. Angela Armstrong is in the house. And Afia says, peace, Queen, peace, darling. And Angela, hello, Queen, how you doing? Yay, may be able to do it by Monday. Exactly. So, y'all, I'm a sister just like y'all. I know what time it is. It's like, you know what? You want to be like, no, in business. Okay, we going to go somewhere else, and then I'll get back on the lecture. Let me tell you what I understand. Even when I read books about business or learn about business through other people or take entrepreneur classes, I understand that they're still teaching from a very Eurocentric point of view. And yes, business may be business, But when black folks do business, we got to do business really caring and thinking about our people as if we're one of them. Like, so I know that I like the idea, the one-day sale gets people excited and they want to buy it. I also know if you give your folks 3 or 4 more days, it would be greatly appreciated. So I want you to be appreciated because I appreciate you. And don't get me all emotional, but I really do. So I get it, and I know that if those 3 more days will work for you, they work for me, okay? Remember, what is Lisa Marie Goodson's business model? It's a win-win situation. I can't win if you lose. You can't win if I lose. So if you needed 3 more or 2 more days to win, then what is that? That's a blessing. So we got till Cyber Monday, end of the day, end of the night, midnight. You know how I do it. We're going to keep, and in December, remember, we're going to do some more Christmas, Kwanzaa, holiday specials as well. So, we're going to have some fun. Greetings, Miss Lisa. Hey, Crystal girl. That's my sister, y'all. We became sisters. If you meet me and we hang out and do like a intimate evening, or we'll start doing those retreats, then you are really, you my family now, but I don't know you because I don't see you, so I don't recognize your face. But when I see you and you hug me, then I know you. Now you my sister. Now we got a bond. Now I think about you when I'm not with you. That kind of bond. And we're going to talk about sisterhood tonight. Decided to start my locks last night. Oh, Jackie, I love you. I'm so proud of you. They have been living already, and I am excited. Yes, that is so cool. You see mine? I'm letting it be. I ain't even worried about it. I don't even think about here no more now. It's like, you know what? I done been in the wilderness now. I done been in the wilderness. I was in the wilderness for 7 years. I was trying everything. I was doing everything. And then you know what? It was a wonderful, fun experience. And let me say this. As I get older, I don't need every experience over and over again. Like, there are some things at some point that you actually kind of get. And you know what's so wonderful about getting something? And thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts. You know what's so beautiful about getting something is that now you can focus on the other things you ain't got yet. Why deal with the stuff you already know? You sabotaging yourself. You messing around. You trying to not do the thing that really needs your attention. At some point, I should know, I'm almost 50, that I probably don't need to get no dang extensions. I probably don't need to spend hours on my hair. I need to leave it alone. This is what it look like. This is what it do. But there's some other things I can work on. So I'm going to be working on them other things. Oops, met locking already. Good for you. Okay, I know, exactly. If you leave it alone, it's going to lock, right? Even if this is the new growth from the extensions. The other stuff just said goodbye. But that's what I love to see. Remember when I told you about the idea of laughing and like being joyful and understand that the universe is like, look, girl, I'm on your side, but you do have free will. As a spiritual being, as a human, you came in as free will. I only can intervene. Now, this is not just the angels. This is the creator. This is the ancestors. They say, I cannot intervene unless you ask me to. Now, if you want to go and do all these things you'll hear, I think, hey, it's your trip. It's your ride. Enjoy it. But eventually, if you ask me, I would have told you, and we could have been moving past this. But of course, now let me say this. I needed to cut those locks off because that was 11 years of a whole nother life that I had let go of. I feel like my life changed considerably when I cut off those 11-year locks. So 11 is my power number, is my, numerology, life path number. So it was perfect. So I don't know if I needed to go through the wilderness though, but I think I did because, it's fun sometimes. Sometimes the wilderness is not that much fun. Oops, meant lock. Okay, so I have to stop doubting myself. And I think, but you know what, Jackie, that's a great realization. But I'll tell you, you will. It comes with, remember I said, when we build our confidence, most of us doubt ourselves because we don't have confidence in what we're hearing or what we're feeling or what we're thinking, right? We don't have the confidence in that hearing, thinking, feeling. And once we build our confidence, that's why my November 6th, the Creating Healthy Money Rituals, that replay that is available on special, and Jackie, I know you took that. I really emphasize the idea of creating these goals in this formula, in a formula way, so that you could actually start gaining that confidence. Now, the next intensive, December intensive, 3-hour live intensive workshop, it is called Spiritually Selling, Sell or Be Sold. And that one, I'm taking your confidence to a whole nother level. And I think even with here, I mean, you got to have confidence to have natty dreads. You got to have confidence and patience for it to grow the way it grows. What I realize is, if you're beautiful, when I say beautiful, I don't mean every day is a beauty day. Some days you're going to wake up, it ain't a good day. You ain't get a lot of sleep. You was stressed out. You stayed up all night thinking. You're human. I'm talking about that true beauty, that beauty that exudes every pore in your body, that beauty that says, I am a whole woman, a healthy woman. I am a celestial woman, a sacred woman. I am a godly woman, a goddess woman. I mean, that one is forever. That way of being, that way of feeling. Janelle, how are you? Very true. Thank you. Hey, Asada. Hey, Chahara. That way of being is more beautiful. So the confidence to wear your hair nappy, or the confidence to let your gray show, it's not real confidence. This ain't where your confidence come from. You understand? And in actuality, this is not where your confidence come from. Although being a black person and having confidence in that is powerful, because everything says you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't have that. So people say, oh, Numi, your confidence. First of all, it grew over time. But when I realized my true value was the gifts that I gave to others, and that remember in my January life class training course, that's 6 weeks on special from $597 to $297. That special goes on to November 30th. That's where I really show you that, because see, I get that there's some healing that needs to be taking place. Now, the 3-hour intensive that I do each month, that's like, this is what it is. This is what we're working on. This is how you're going to get what you want. And those work. But I'm not silly enough to not know that as black women, we need some extra stuff. We need some extra love. We need some extra healing. We need some extra on our ability to feel good and to be confident and courageous in who and what we are. I get that. So that's why I'm doing the Wild Woman Who Roamed the Womb, now known as a Spiritually Awakened Black Woman program, for $99. That's why. That's why the replay of the November intensive is only $67. Okay, that's why the December intensive, instead of $97, is only $67. Thank you for the hearts. That's why. I get it's a whole thing. I just give you what I can. If you can do $7 for an audio raw food book, do it. $11 for the lecture series, do it. Like I'm doing my best to say I want to get them at every point, because if you take your first step, the universe will take more to you. And you ladies are doing it. So I know this talk is working for me too. So the beauty thing, the whole bit is, that's why I say Blackberry Beauty Secrets, how to glow from head to toe. It's deeper. It's about being a woman, and today we're going to talk about the power of being a woman, the power of being a black woman, a goddess black woman. It's so important. Like, you should say that every day you look in the mirror. I am a goddess black woman. I am a beautiful goddess black woman. So you don't have to wait for nobody else to tell you. So you don't have to wait for somebody else to make you feel better about your goddess given self. You got to say it. You got to believe it. You got to walk like it, talk like it. You got to sell like it. You got to negotiate like it. You got to know. And you can know, and you will know. You will know. So hair nappy, good. My hair look beautiful. I love it. Gray hair, that's what? What you got to say? You can't. Ain't nobody else gonna think nothing bad of you unless you think that of yourself. You carry that vibration. People start. I get it now. I get it. I get it. And I'm happy. Jen says, so Angela says, yes, indeed, I'm ready. Jen says, thank you for all that you give us, sis. We appreciate you. I love you, Jen. And thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate you because you my sister too. I met you in person in Atlanta. And let me tell you how much. So you see how you feel about me? I see that in you. Like, I'm honored that you watch me every night. I'm honored that you came out to Atlanta to meet me. When I met you, I felt this, I wanted to be around this woman. This is a woman that could be my friend. This is a woman that I could kick it with. You know, this is the one, Crystal Girl Brown too, and I'm at the same vibe. Like, I feel like the people that actually come out for the intimate morning or night, I feel like, because we're connected, like it's more than, you know, doctor-patient thing, if you will, you know, what, a counselor-client, like something going on there. So as honored as you are to be around me, I am equally as honored to be around you. Like, yeah, so special message for Jen Sadiq and Crystal Girl Brown too. And Angela, I haven't met you, and Barbara too. You know what? I'll be here naming everybody. So, Carissa, I'm lost for words. Thank you. I'm approaching 30 in a few days. That's a beautiful age to be. I felt the same way. I'm so glad, Jen. Thank you. That's a beautiful age to be. And you know what? A 30-year-old black woman today, you in the best time that you probably will, that we have ever been as black women. So there's no room for failure. So Spirit talked to me today, and I'm going to tell you what Spirit said. So let me get my little notes. But it's all in line with where we already are. So I said, what is the role of the black woman in the conscious movement? Oh, yeah, we're going to go there. So let me tell you, I really mean what is the role of the black woman in general, but let me tell you about the movement. So I loved the Black Power Wars, like loved it. It was wonderful. But one thing about black conscious things, I noticed, it's very male bravado. It's very testosterone. It's very male. It's very black male. Like, black men are the revolutionaries. This is how you would think if you never saw it. Jackie says, I know I had them before, but the people who are allowed to work on my hair, they damage my hair. I cut it all off. I understand that. 2.5 years later, I'm letting my crown do its thing. So you know about the damage. Also, the young lady who is, okay, and Janelle, you says, this is James, and you are speaking the truth. Oh, yay. Love your empowering videos for black women. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. So let me say this. So the revolution, like the idea, like I think that I'm glad that I won the Black Power Award. I'm glad for the women that did win, but I just want to let black men and everybody else know, and black women, actually, that's what I meant to say, black women know, you do have a vital role in the revolution. And when I said in my acceptance speech, when I won the Black Power Award, I said on November 12th, I said, you know, black women, you birthed the revolutionaries. But I didn't mean that's your only role. Your role is not to just give birth to somebody that's going to save you. See, the idea that you're a savior as a black woman is a man. I think that comes from the Christianity that Mary is, I don't know how the mama don't get more than the son. I'm trying to figure out how you give more accolades to the son than you do the mother. I'm lost with that concept. That if I could be bold, that Jesus is who died for you, but his mama almost died in childbirth trying to have him. I mean, I'm just saying that if we talk about a real story about black women having babies, the reason why it is so profound to have a baby, so spiritual to give birth to a child, is because you have the possibility to die. Okay, you, the mother. So when we give more reverence to the child than we do to the mother, I think this is why we have revolutionary movements that don't give reverence to the mother, the woman, as much as they give reverence to the man. Now, I'm just theorizing. Tell me how you're feeling about this. I'm glad you want to. Thank you. Lisa says teach. Yvette says say that. Okay, good. I'm feeling like we on the right page. So I think that in the revolutionary prior, and thank you, Jen Sadiq, I'm loving your love. I think that, you know, the Black Panther Party for self-defense, the sisters that were in the party talk about the sexism, talk about how the brother said it's black revolution and then feminine revolution or woman revolution second. Why it's got to be second? What I'm saying is, why as Africans are we thinking in that linear way? That's not very African. If we're talking about a circle, we're talking about a community, we're talking about a village, everybody has to get it at the same time in order to have a viable community. Anybody that thinks me first, that doesn't sound very Afro or Afri-centric. That sounds very Eurocentric. So I think that when we become in trouble as a community, it is because we have this notion that let me get mine, then I come back and get you. And the world don't spin in a square. The world don't spin from side to side in a linear way. The earth spins on its axis, but the word is spinning. And you pick up a lot of things when you spin that fast. So what I'm saying to you is we must stop waiting for, and a lot of women, I see how you take this in your daily life. You say, I want to move, but he doesn't want to, or I want to move, or I want to have a different kind of life, but I don't have a husband. It's almost like you're waiting for a man to give you permission to be your highest self. And I'm saying when you're your highest self, that man will stand next to you and be his higher self. I think that even in the revolution, the Black Panther Party, we kept asking the brothers, when is it going to be our time? We kept asking for permission from the brothers to put our agenda up front. We cannot ask. We have to take. See, let me tell you what I believe is really African spirituality. And let me tell you what I see in relationships, whether people know it or not. It's usually the woman that has the great idea of which direction to go in a relationship. I'm just saying. It's the woman that knows she wants to get married. It's the woman that knows it's time to have babies soon. It's the woman that says, let's move. It's the woman that thinks of how to deal with a situation rationally, even though men are more rational. It's the woman. Now, maybe we played that game where we let the man think he's in charge, but it's the woman. So when women don't really step into their power, I'm saying you're going against your whole African way of being and knowing. It is opposite because you're waiting. Then you go to places like African countries and you clearly see, I see with Caribbean women too, you clearly see the women is running the show. I'm just saying, you may say, no, I'm not talking about in Muslim countries, and I'm sure a lot of them is running the show too. I'm talking about traditional communities where the woman has a significant role and everybody know it. Come on. It's like Big Mama. Everybody know Big Mama. We could talk ancient African healing, ancient African wisdom from the modern sister. Big Mama is a perfect example in the African American lexicon. Big Mama, she come in, game over. Everybody knows she the boss. Why do we wait for somebody else to tell us or to validate our struggle when we have to actually validate our own ways of knowing and being as Black women? And this is not separate from a man. I've been talking about masculine, divine masculine and feminine energy. So I just want you to know that you need to get your masculine on when it comes to your place in our society. It is not behind anybody. You don't got to wait for nobody. You have to move forward knowing that really, I think men are waiting for you. I think men are looking for your guidance. Let me tell you what my husband told me. Let's take it. So true. Good, Janelle says, James says. Serena is watching. My husband said that when I won the Black Power Award, because y'all don't know, it was like a lot of rap music. It was a lot of men, and I'm older, so the rap music, I'm trying to catch the words. I'm seriously trying to listen. I'm going like, what they say? Okay, I caught the 2 words. Oh, I like that. Like, my brain was like, what they say, and it was very male. And so when I got up and said, goddesses stand up, women salute yourself. My husband said that most of the men afterwards, because it was still mostly men that got awarded or wasn't even nominated, and that no fault of the Black Power Award, people nominated these revolutionaries. He said that all of them said, just like the sister said, I want to give it up to my wife. Just like the sister who was on just said, because I was backstage at that point for a while. I want to give it up to my wife. I want to give it up to my queen. I want to give it up. They understood. Do you understand? See, this is what I'm telling you. When you feel like you're not being acknowledged, don't sit there and cry. And don't argue with a man. You can't really argue with no man. Because, the argument is kind of his forte. He going to win, kind of, because his voice is bigger and more booming and, So what you do is you create what you think is missing. You create what you think is missing. So when I was at the Black Power Award and I saw all the male stuff going on, like the conscious community like to do, I said, can we sprinkle some goddess energy juice here? Can we sprinkle some goddess energy? That changed the game. That created an atmosphere of, wow, she knows, she feels it, but I didn't ask I didn't say, hey, brothers, can I ask your permission? See, I think that we need to be having more black women up front. I didn't need to ask that. I stood in my position and I did what a goddess do. I created magic. How you feel about that? Tell me how you feel about that. Barbara says, the Buddha says, men are the arrows, women are the bows. So true. Oh, thank you, Barbara. That is just perfect. I tell you, spirituality is spirituality is spirituality. And I'm just, thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. It's spirituality. And it's synonymous in every religious belief. Angela says, God is juice. God is juice. My husband said, girl, it was working. Even my husband, when they first opened up and they did the male drumming, he said, is there going to be any woman dancers? Even males, most males don't want to go to a, kind of event for hours either. They want to look at the soft, pretty black women. They want to be around that energy. They want to see the black women dance. Men need your divine feminine energy too. So when you but see, this is what we do. We try to fight fire with fire. Don't fight no man. Just step into your greatness and do what you do, and he will follow. And I mean that with all due respect. So Crystal says, oh, wow, such power aid you brought. Thank you. Mecca Smith says, my aunt Hotep, me Netta. Go ahead. You're Netta Ruful. Thank you. I say, Mecca. And Jacqueline says, they can't win with the argument with me, but I don't waste my time. But okay, so when I say about winning, and Crystal says power, this is what I'm saying. Because remember, what is my business motto? I'm down for the win-win situation. I said, listen what I said, you don't fight fire with fire. If you want something from somebody, you could use this in business as well. And they're becoming closed, or they're becoming offended, or they're becoming like they're or even fearful, right? Do you think if you become closed and fearful and offended, that's fighting fire with fire? That's going to get you what you want? No, you understand that they don't know what you want. They don't understand what you want because they're not you. They're not supposed to understand every aspect of being a woman when they're a man. You're really having a discussion with somebody that you don't need to have the discussion with. You got to go out there and create the movement yourself. You don't have to wait for the party to say it's your time, woman, to get yours. You go and get yours. And then when you do that, you don't have to talk or argue with anybody. As my husband says, everyone that followed you was acknowledging the black women in their lives and saying, I want to give it up to that sister that just said. Do you get my point, y'all? Give me some hearts, thumbs up, so I know that you understand the power of who you are. Give me something. I know they're coming. Jacqueline says, true. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So thumbs up, hearts, give me something if you understand. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Because I need you to know how powerful you are. We are going into 2017. That's why, thank you, y'all. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, everyone that's on. I love you. I can see faces sometimes, and sometimes I recognize the faces. Angela, not always, but I love you all for so much. Because see, this is not going against our brothers. He got things to do. That's why you heal with your sisters, but you work with your brothers. You don't work against your brothers. You don't argue and fight with your brothers, but you don't sit there and wait for them to give you something. It ain't in their hands. Why would you give the power that is bestowed within you to somebody else that's walking on 2 feet just like you? Now, come on now, that don't make sense. Nor does he need you to do that. He needs you to stand in your power so you can be an incredible union. So I hope that makes sense. I think that it does. So let's just stick into my little book here. So I say, how do we move to our rightful place in the movement? So I hope I talked about that. The next thing is, the first one, what is the role of the black woman in the conscious movement? And I say, how do we move into our rightful place in the movement? So let me tell you how I believe we move into our rightful place. And I kind of said it, but I'll say it again. The instead of Wild Woman Who Roamed the Womb, which is ending in December, I have spiritual black women, spiritual awakening of the black woman. It's only $99. It's going to last until Monday, even though I said today. That is one way to understand, and I'm just going back to my question, how do we move to our rightful place in the movement? That is one way to move to our rightful place in the movement. Because our rightful place is actually our inner power as a woman. Men's rightful place is, in a lot of ways, is their external power, right? But women, we have a beautiful internal power. And so discovering who that is through these 11 months, it's a soft launch, so it's 11 months of all kinds of wonderful series in the $99 package, which will go back on December 1st to $297. The Spiritual Awakening of the Black Woman, 11-month program. So, but what else? What am I else not doing? Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing I'm doing is I'm teaching us to mastermind. See, we have to play catch up because let me say this, so we got to be careful. What we were told as women is that our role is in the kitchen because the revolutionaries get hungry, okay? Our role is in the bed because they need some, right? Our role is, I don't know, maybe helping the girls, yeah. So let me say what I believe. I believe that your role is in the boardroom, and it could be your black boardroom. I believe the role is having your own business. I believe the role is purchasing homes, real estate, and land. I believe your role is in healing other women. I believe your role is as a speaker, as a teacher, as a preacher, and an electrician, a writer or a fighter or a politician. Is that a Curtis Blow? Okay, now sorry. If you ain't an OG, you ain't know where I went with that one. It's all right. It's all right. The New York East Coast is coming out. I'm going back home, y'all. So you said you area, Trinetta. Oh, thank you. Classes in session. Thank you, Serena. Mecca, what is meaning of what you wrote? Thank you, Jackie. Jackie, I love you always ask questions because when you don't know, you better ask. And I love you for that. So my comedic queen, Meccan, she wants to know what was the meaning of what you wrote. And I think that's beautiful if you would teach that so she can understand, and everybody else as well that wants to know. So, right, or Friday, you let me there, pop. Curtis Blow is competition. Okay. So anyway, but without competition, we don't need competition among black women. We need solidarity. I think black women actually do that really well, to be honest. I think it's a myth that we don't get along, but that's my thing. Exactly. Your role's where you want it. Exactly. So I think that understanding yourself as a woman is the feminine part, but going to get what you want is the masculine part. And I think that the coming together of the two, I think that's been my whole discussion. I just say it in different ways because I think it should be said in different ways, is where we're going and how you step into your role. So how do I prepare you for that? Jelisa says solidarity, exactly. I want you to get your money on. That's why the normal December intensive sell or be sold. I'm teaching you how to sell, but I'm teaching you in a way that's going to go back to your history and explain why you are afraid of the word sold and all of that. Instead of $97, it's $67 to the end of the month. I want you to have that. So that's how I'm preparing you. The $99 12 or 11-month program, that's how I'm preparing you. The eating the right foods, that's how I'm preparing you. And sharing my life story, that's how I'm preparing you. So the next one is, I say, role as a leader. And then I'm going to have role as a provider, role as a businesswoman, entrepreneur, and you started, they will follow. Let's talk about your role as a leader, because I know some of y'all get very uncomfortable probably when I even just imply that you are a leader. You are a leader. There are no such thing as some people are leaders, some people are followers. Everyone has the potential to be a leader in some way because everyone has, look, you're not one person, right? You don't have one gift. So you may not lead all day long. I think that's the problem. I think our so-called leaders, we should have had some subsidiaries, okay? We should have had some other people that couldn't do everything that they did something else. And it's not, people say, well, that's the team. But no, I think that even in an organization, Everybody, somebody that does that thing that the spokesperson cannot do is a leader and should be acknowledged as a leader. And that's how in business you keep employees. Could you imagine if, just say your employee, you had an employee named Stacy, an employee named Keisha, an employee named James, an employee named Tyrone. We got to put Tyrone up in there because he could be a good employee too. So we got Keisha. We got, who we got, y'all? Keisha? I forgot who I said, so I'm going to say Crystal now. We got Keisha, Crystal, James, and Jerome, right? And they're employees, right? Can you imagine if we address the employees as, so leader Stacy, that's what I said, or leader Keisha, or I want you to meet leader Tyrone, or let's meet leader Jerome. Can you imagine that if you put the leader in front of every one of your employees' names, that they would stop acting like sheeple and act like leaders? Do you understand that most of us think that our role is to follow all of the time when a leader can follow his flock as well and actually get a whole lot further? If you're looking for the one thing in one person, or you're looking, again, it goes back to my philosophy, if you're looking for the one thing in yourself, you will disappoint yourself because you are many things. So we have to create, this is the kind of business models that I'm creating, that everybody, when we talked about the cooperative business model, that everybody in that company, that organization, should own, so in other words, should be a boss. But even if you can't do that with every business, can you imagine how much your profit margin, how much more revenue you would bring into your company if you treated your employees not just by praises and not even just by raises, but raising the vibrational frequency of their confidence? How much more revenue would that bring into your business? I'm going to say this, your relationship. So the leader takes its place when it needs to take its place. This is why the revolution of our people has failed, because somebody looking for one leader, somebody in the one leader, he think he the one leader because it's usually a he. Then we put down other people like they just minions, and so nobody wins. That model doesn't work. Again, it has to be a win-win situation. Win-win situation. Win-win situation in everything you do. So I'm teaching from this perspective, and I want you to join anything that I have on the website because I think it will benefit you. And I start you at the lowest rate possible, which is $7 for the audio book that I read, A Raw Life, My Journey from Cook to Raw Food, an introduction to raw foods, because I think all of this will help. I think the enlightenment comes from the cleanse and clean body. So I really want to say that. So it's important for you to understand that your role as a leader, first of all, there is a role that you do play. Even your children, notice when one leads, we assume that if somebody's good at a lot, then we just put them in a position and say they're the leader. So let me tell you what happened. I've seen this happen in families. So let's say there's a daughter and there's a son. And the boy seems to be the leader in all the physical stuff, right? The sports, the running, all the physical stuff. After a while, we as parents, we start thinking that he's the natural born leader. And we put him in positions he ain't ready for. And we ignore the daughter because we figure she don't move as fast, think as fast, process as fast as he does. Therefore, we call her not a leader. We tell her to follow her brother, to listen to her brother, to do as her brother says, when in actuality, her leadership skills may not look like the way his does or appears to be. So we devalue sometimes our girls because we think with leadership qualities, we have a picture of what it looks like, and in actuality, the quietest one or the calmest one, I find women are the best leaders, to be honest. They're great at multitasking. They listen to what each other has to say. They take it in account. I think that women could be possibly way better businessmen or business people than men. I think it's our natural born way of being. So when women say, well, I don't know if I want to start my own business, but you are a business. You just don't recognize it. You just don't recognize your leadership qualities because you think you got to be perfect in every area. But you don't have to be perfect in every area. You got to be honest in every area. You got to be loving in every area, but you don't have to be perfect. So you're a leader. So I just want to hear it. I'm a leader. Would I like to put that in the description box or the comment box? I want you to write, because I know we got sisters on the line. And I know for the men that watch me, you want your daughter to know that she's a leader too, and you should tell her that every single day. I don't care if she's the shyest girl in the world. Matter of fact, if she is shy, you want to tell her more and want to explain to her that she don't have to be all out in the front to be a phenomenal leader. See, we got people that says, you know, I'm not an out front person. I work behind the scenes. But they say it almost like, I don't know if they are. It implies to me that they're not as valuable. You can lead behind the scenes now. You could lead from behind. You could lead from behind. Matter of fact, women been doing it all their lives, leading from behind. They say the president ain't really the president, it's the wife. We know the husband gets her man to do things, but it looked like she's sitting behind, but really she's the leader. So leading from behind is powerful, and black women know a lot about that. Jacqueline says, I'm a leader. Yvette says, I'm a leader. Angela says, wow, I'm a leader. I'm a leader. I see the leg. So yes, you are. You are a leader. Thank you, Angela. I knew you was going to get it in there, girl. I knew you were. So, Serena, I'm a leader. Yes. You got to know, because it don't need to look like nobody else is to be a bad sister or a bad-ass brother. Like nobody else is, okay? Barbara says, in order to lead, you also have to know how to follow. I am definitely a leader. Exactly. And women know how to follow very well. So in 2017, we need to lead. We can lead and follow simultaneously, but I think for women, we have so much bottled up, so much leading qualities or leadership qualities that we never got to use. It's almost like a woman, I got some analogies, but I'm going to leave some of them alone, but it's almost like, yeah, it's pent up, y'all. It's pent up, and when it come out, either it's going to come out buck wild, or it's going to come out where you are creating what you actually want. That's what I want for you. So let me talk about role as provider, right? So we're talking about the premise of this is, what is the role of the black woman in the conscious movement? And so role as a leader, we just finished that. Now we're going to talk about role as a provider. Now, if you ain't got, because many of us ain't never even had the experience, that the man is not always going to be the financial leader. What I'm saying is, I don't mean, so let me explain, because I think it's important. I think it's important. Royal, how are you? So I think that we got this either or, this binary concept of life. Very not African, it's and both. So let's think about this and both premise in this Eurocentric society. Okay? Now, if it's in both, and we're talking about our role as, let me just get a role as a provider, I here wouldn't be like, I want a man like my granddaddy or my great-granddaddy. He took care of the whole family. My mama never had to work, but I bet she had to have a lot of babies that she might not have wanted. And my mama, he took care of all of us, and I want a man like that. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. If you ask your mama, she appreciated what he did, I know it. But she may have missed out on some things that she wanted to do as well. Because I think something comes with that. See, I think that there is naturally in relationships a time for everything. So you may go out and make all the money. Remember I told you about balance is not equal portions. So as a woman, you may make money, and your man may do all the whatever he does, which is a phenomenal, maybe watch the children for those that have it, maybe build a house, maybe haul all the ish on the farm, okay? I mean, real stuff that you don't want to do. But you've been so caught up because the society told us that a man's supposed to be this way and a woman's supposed to be that way, and I think that hurts black relationships. I think we're looking for this idealistic perfection that is not true for anyone. I think we're not understanding our role as a leader and their role as a leader, and then your role as a leader, and then his role as a leader. So when we're looking for this perfectionist man as the provider, first of all, I'll say what you provided. Because I'm going to tell you what I need. I'm a businesswoman. So what you traditionally provided to that sister may not be a benefit to me. What you brought over there may not be what I need. So you have to discover first who you are. That's why you can't get no relationship and no lover. You can't look for that. If you don't know who you are, then you don't know what you need. How am I going to ask the man and say what I want? I don't even know what I need, because maybe I don't need a provider in there. I need a provider. I do need a provider. Can you get the car clean every week? Can you clean the house? Because I got consultations to do, okay? Can you cook? Can you cook? I don't cook, but I'm saying I'm throwing out stuff for people. Can you cook? Can you watch the children well? Well, can you do all the driving? I don't like to drive, okay? Can you do that? Can you do can you move all the furniture? Can you do that? Okay? Can you cut my hair when I need you to? Can you massage my scalp? Can you rub my feet every night when I come in? So do you, and I'm getting the love, so I feel it. I don't want you to be confused about your role, thinking it's just one thing one day. Now, at times, it's going to switch up. I see relationships go down because they be like, Jerome ain't had a job in 8 months. But Jerome was taking care of the whole house for 20 years and you tripping on 8 months. Maybe it's your time to get a job. Because we got to keep these black relationships together, and following a Eurocentric, ideology of relationships, we going to go there. We're doomed if we do that. So we don't want to do that. Royal, hey sis, Teresa says, what you providing? Yes. So you don't want to, if your man provided for 20 years and now it's 8 months he out, that's kind of like cold to be on him. You go do something now. It's your turn to lead. So I think that what I'm doing in my training courses, what I want to do in Sell or Be Sold, my December intensive that starts December 11th, instead of $97 or $67, why I want you to join it is because I want you to understand that you ain't waiting for nobody. I think this was the whole talk tonight. You ain't waiting for nobody. You trying to figure out who you are. And then you can assess what you need. That's like, see, as a businesswoman, when I'm hiring somebody or inviting somebody to be on my team, I'm exactly going, what do I need? I'm not making them in a lesser role. Matter of fact, they brilliant. I can't do administrative work. So when somebody with administrative skills come to me, do you think I tell them what to do or how to do it? I go, this is what I want. Do it the way you do it. Just do it well. I don't know about that. Why am I talking about that? So I make that assistant becomes a leader. She don't feel like Nubia Lisa Marie is her boss. Because I respect that she knows and has information that I do not know. How am I better than her? I know y'all get it. Royal says, yes, Jaslyn is on. So when you come, if you decide to buy formerly known as Wild Woman Who Roamed the Womb, now known as the Spiritual Awakening of Black Women, it's 11 months because we're still in the 1 year, but we're almost done. And I'm doing a soft launch. That means that I'm sending it out with a month that's not there. But instead of $4.97, but it's on the website for $2.97, it's $99. It teaches you how to feel good about being a woman. Hold on, I said, Warren, if you don't need the heater, baby, you can cut it off. Yeah. Thank you. Woo, I get hot up here. So it teaches you how to feel and heal those parts of yourself that was broken, was taken advantage of because you was a woman, was misunderstood. But it also, the December intensives or even November replay, creating healthy money rituals. But the December intensive, it says, what you waiting for? You ain't. I won't buy a house because I'm waiting to get married. I'm not gonna buy. Okay, it might not happen right now, but it dang sure ain't gonna happen if you don't know who the heck you are. And I think you know who you are by learning, by having experiences. That's how you know, oh, I don't like this, oh, I like that, oh, I do need that. So provider, to me, what you providing that I might need? Let's talk, because I might not need that. Well, baby, I could provide you with what? Because I make my own money. So I mean, but I don't mean you don't have a role. You got a role. I need you, and the role may change, and I'm open to that as well. That maybe you'll make all the money, and I'll have to do some other stuff. I love it. It takes away a lot of confusion. Renetta, how are you, Renetta? So my next one is role as a businesswoman. Okay. Let me tell you why I love my husband. My husband loves that I'm a businesswoman. He give me fives, high fives, fives on the black hand side, black power fist all the time. He be like, yeah, you go. Go ahead, girl. Yeah, do that. He means that. So what is a businesswoman? You may think a businesswoman is a woman who has a business and she is monetizing that business, or a woman who has employees and she pays them. Hey, Royal Progressive Lifestyle. Yes, I hear you. Sincerely, my dear. Thank you, Farrah. So you may think that that's a businesswoman. She either has a business that she monetizes, makes money off, or she has employees. No. Well, yeah, yes, that too. But to me, a businesswoman is a woman who knows who the heck she is. Wait a second, it gets better. And the gifts she brings. A businesswoman is a woman who knows who the heck she is and the gifts she brings. Because now you about your business. Because you know why I say that? Everything I do and everywhere I go is business. I'm always trying to close the deal. Close the deal just means make sure I check that off the box, got that done, and I'm done, and I'm moving on. So business is what I do. So, but because I know my gifts and I know who I am, my business doesn't have to be stuck to my job that I go to 9 to 5 or my business hours. I'm a businesswoman in everything I do. And if it wasn't on Facebook, we talk about being a businesswoman in the bed too. Gotta be that. But another thing, that's a private course. We'll talk about that in the January Life Class training course, Blackberry Beauty Secrets, how to glow from head to toe, how to close the deal even in the bed. Okay. I'm gonna leave that alone. So anyway, ooh, say that. Yes, Royal. I know. You know, y'all. I got a whole month to go too. I got a whole more month to go to talk more stuff. So I guess we might go to some other places. But you know, I'm gonna further elaborate on role as a businesswoman. I think that first of all, acknowledging yourself as a businesswoman. Okay, let me say this. I know that many of you want to be a businesswoman. I know that, yeah, thank you for them hearts. Better cover them thumbs up. So I know that I know. I know that many of you want to be self-sufficient. I know that many of you want it like you want it, and you've been wanting it for a long time. And I'm here to tell you that you have it in you. And that I would be happy to lead you in that aspect, but you can lead me in some others. Win-win situation. Win-win situation. That's what it is for me. So the fact is that you must become a leader in business. As I said before, it's good for your man. And I don't know, this is the thing like, oh, my man is upset because a man's not going to date you because you make more money. What man you know? Every man I know don't mind that his woman make more money. Yeah, I don't know that man, so I'm okay. I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunate some men don't even use it for your money. So what black man we talk about get mad because his woman make more money than him? We got to stop listening to this crap that we read that has nothing to do with us. I don't know a black man. I don't know one. You might know one that would be intimidated by his black woman being a badass businesswoman. I don't know. That making stupid money. I don't know him, but you may know him. I just don't know the brother. You're right. I do want to be a businesswoman. Yes, Jackie. So I think that what I want to show you is your man. I mean, you may not have one or not yet. He wants you to succeed. Your man, he needs you to lead. Your man, he needs you to know who you are. Your man, he needs you to feel like a provider. Your man, your black man wants the best for you. Can you imagine if we change our mentality, some of us as black women, and we started not seeing them as the enemy or against us or don't want. Like I said, even in the Black Power Award, I understand when men plan stuff and men get together, it's like a bravado, it's like a testosterone, because they feeling it, when I run, y'all, when I lift my waist, I know that feeling. I get it. I love this. Great. I'm saying, I'm not complaining. I just sprinkle some goddess juice around and made everybody feel happier. And that's your role. Roy, you says, you are speaking my language. Win-win, me too. I have to be a businesswoman. Come on, Roy. I love you. I used to be married to one. Thank you, Yvette. That's right. So used to be married to, so you say you used to be married to a man that was intimidated by your success. I'm very sorry to hear that. May he never, we hope that nobody else run into him in that way again. And that's unfortunate. So I appreciate you sharing that. Jen, you say, thank you. Most of the rhetoric has nothing to do with us. Exactly. Jackie says, glad you are not with that person, Yvette. I love Jackie. Jackie is such a dear. Jackie is such a healer and a counselor. Y'all better read Jackie comments. She be caring about y'all. She is a beautiful sister, and I just appreciate all of you are beautiful sisters. What I'm saying to you is yes. Farrah says, goddess juice. I love it. Yes. There are exceptions to the rule. So, and another thing, I believe that we attract our deficits. We attract our deficiencies. We attract that in others. So maybe if you feel really good about who you are and what you're doing, but understand your divine feminine power in that you will never attract anybody that doesn't feel the same way. And that's why I have the Spiritual Awakening of Black Woman, the 297 packet for $99. I'm extending the special until November 30th. I have to say it. That's why. But the ones that feel like they want to be the businesswoman, the December intensive, it's not 97, it's 67. On the website, it's called Sell or Be Sold, baby. We're going to tell you how to sell. No, I'm sorry. It's called closing. Oh, yes. Sell or be sold. Sell or be sold. I got closing the deal, but that's January. Jean Lee said, yes, honey. And thank you. So, yeah, let's go on a little further. So the next one I says, you start it and they will follow. You start it and they will follow. And that's kind of been, we attract our deficits. Wow. Yes, we do. I believe it. They come in externally, they are in somebody else because it's so in us. And that's from my old video, I Meet No One But Me. Still believe that. So my next thing was, I say, you start it and they will follow. How would I conclude at least what we're talking about now? There is no I can't because. There is no I want to, but I can't because. There is no one day I need to, but I can't because. It's not because of someone else. It's not because I'm waiting for someone else. It's not because I'm asking for permission. It is my God-given right. I think if we as African women understood ancient African women and ancient African wisdom, we would see the power of ourselves as Black women. And men would have to see it too, because I think they're looking for it. You don't want to put a bunch of men in an organization. That's too much ego. We need some women up in those organizations to balance all that bravado. Because shooting a mother effer is not the answer to solve everything in the revolution. But there's a place for that. Do you get what I'm saying, y'all? It's not all or nothing. So your place in the revolution is deeper than just the fact you give birth to the revolutionaries. It's deeper than the fact that you are married to the revolutionary. It is because you are a revolutionary. But you're waiting for the revolutionary male to tell you how to do you and give you permission to do you. He ain't want that role. He don't need that role. you step into your role as a leader of your family, your community, and your people. It is important that you do that. And he will step in line. And he will follow. He will lead. He will be by your side. He got your back. All of it. It's not a male-female role. It's a masculine, and divine feminine role, or showing up when that role is needed. It's kind of cool, to be honest. It's kind of cool. So, ashe, ashe. Yes, ashe, 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 and more ashe. So, I got another page. So, hold on. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about today. I talked about it. So I want to just kind of recap, and then I'm going to tell you about some packages, and we might end, but we'll see. So my first question was, for those that got in a little late, what is the role of the Black woman in the conscious movement, right? Because I call it a conscious movement. You know what a conscious movement to me is? Maybe I should identify that or define that. For me, a conscious movement, for a black conscious movement, it's not conscious if you leave women out. It's not conscious if you praise the son more than the mother. It's not conscious. So that's not a conscious movement. It's not conscious when you call yourself niggas. It's not conscious when you call women bees. It's not conscious. I don't even listen to that. When people say that, call themselves nigga, and I'm a real nigga, see, and you call, you ain't conscious to me. It may be somebody else. It ain't working for me. But it's also not conscious for a woman to expect a man to give her a seat at the table. She probably built the table, at least with her mind. I bet she told Jerome, we need a table. And I went online and I found the table. Could you go pick that table up, Jerome? She built that table because she built it in her mind. She built the house you live in because she said, Jerome, we should stop paying rent. Why are we paying rent every month, Jerome? We should go and purchase something. She built that house. So when it's not a conscious movement if you are not leading. It's not a conscious movement if you are asking for permission to lead. It's not a conscious movement, Black woman, if you don't know your role in this society. Because it's more than cooking, cleaning, and having babies, although those are powerful roles in itself. If you want to know more about the joining of masculine and feminine, join my January intensive. Instead of $597, it's $297. It lasts until November 30th. And I must say, you sisters are joining, so I ain't even mad. The $99, I'm extending it. That's for the group replays. It's called The Spiritual Awakening of the Black Woman. $99. I'll extend it to Monday. The December intensive, because that's what's really coming next, December 11th. It is sell or be sold. No, it's closing the deal. Closing the deal. And I mean that in every spiritual and holistic way. Instead of $97, it's $67 at the end of the month. So I just wanted to define what I meant by conscious movement. A conscious movement is when Black men and women work harmoniously for the betterment of the community. And understanding that a man cannot have all the answers for what Black folks is going to do. That's just ridiculous. But you don't have to wait for that, sisters, because not only do you need bravado, not only do you need, to speak well or to move the crowd, but you need money. And Black women, you know how to get money. And I'm going to help you come into the next intensive on December 11th, the art of closing the deal, and I think you're going to love it. Serena says, yes. Royal said, that's the one. Yes, I got Farrah got the thumbs up, and Royal says, Ashe. Okay, so I also talked about how do we move to our rightful place in the movement. And I said to our rightful place in the movement is that we lead and we follow, but we must get our money on. We must heal our hearts. That's how we move to our rightful place. I also talked about our role as a leader. I talked about our role as a leader is, I said it's ebb and flow. I also talked about our role as a provider, that sometimes you might have to provide or look at the word provide and decide for you what you need. Not just need to provide, but what you need from your spouse to provide you. And notice that as times change, those things will change as well. That way I'll be able to afford the others. Royal D. Oh, that's the one. Which one's the one? Tell me which one's the one, Royal. And Cindy's back on. I was watching. I'm so glad. Tell me which one is the one, Royal. I want to know, baby. And the last one is role as a businesswoman, entrepreneur. And I said, girl, don't wait. Don't wait. You can't wait for a man to decide when we're going to make the move. You can't wait for a man to decide when the finances is in order. You wait. That's not even fair. Go out there and get yours. Because my husband and I, the land, we couldn't have bought it separately. We needed both of us financially, both of us spiritually, both of us mentally to be a part of it. Even though we're moving, he's doing all the physical work, we're not moving separately. Every time I get on here, every time I do a consultation, I'm doing my part and I'm providing as well. We have to do it together. The secret of creating wealth for Black folks in America and anywhere else in the world is that we need both the male and the female to work together and let go of these Eurocentric ideologies that keep us fighting amongst each other, and these Eurocentric ideologies that tell us that women are some dang nothing and we should stand in line and we should wait for the man to allow us to speak up. You gotta be kidding. Ain't nobody in your Black family, your great-grandmother and your mother, they were not those kind of Black women, so you don't wait to start to be that kind of Black woman either. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. All right. I know I go there, but you got to smile when you do it. Lisa, it's not that the woman is not more important when you speak of Jesus. It is when God wanted to save mankind. He said his son to be among mankind, and he brought him into through woman. I got you. Okay. She was and is extremely important. It is evaluate women now that modern man will. Okay, thank you. I'll talk about that, Jackie. And then Royal says, Polly, now we doing it together with our king. Yes, Anansa is watching. Modern man has devalued women. You know what? And I like that. I actually believe that's true. The only thing that I'll say is there are books that predate the Bible. I know Christians don't get mad at me because I love y'all. My heart is Christian in some ways. But there are books that came out that predate the Bible that really talks about when God was a woman. That the God that people prayed to was a divine feminine energy. So I like the Jesus story because it actually comes from the Asar Aset and the birth of Heru as the Jesus. I just think that, and I love it, men, I agree with you that I don't think that Mary, if you will, gets as much reverence as Jesus. I don't go to people's houses, Christians. As I was growing up as a kid, I never saw Mary on the wall. I saw the white Jesus on the wall. I'm just saying, in the Black home. So if the Jesus is white and for your Black self, and we know that doesn't make sense, why does he even have to be a man? I think that Jesus would have had to have a female counterpart. That's not very African that a man is God. I mean, how is he God? He can make babies, but he can't really give birth. So to me, the African cosmology speaks of the equality of the man and the woman, and the coming and the interweaving of the male and the woman. Check out some of the African statues where they will have a statue has a penis and breasts. So so the idea that, I need that equality. I need to have, when I went to see Runoko Rashidi, Royal says, wow, yes, teach. And Serena says, yes. And Farah, that's why baby Jesus sit on the divine queen's lap, honey. He garnered life and energy through her. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I feel like Runoko Rashidi talked about, if you look at the statues, if you will, the monuments in Kemet, there's always a woman seated equally next to the man. There's never some woman like on her chair is lower or something. Her throne is lower than his. The equality of woman as Blackness, yeah. And in many, Indian cultures, the high idea, even a woman's menstrual blood was a sign of reverence. So I'm saying that I think that if we put ourselves as Black women back in our God state, we actually raise our Black men up to their God state. And that you playing small don't really help him. Now, if he thinking small, like you some rib of Adam, I'm going there, then see, you allow him to think that, and there we go. That's the problem right there. Let me read, because I'm going far. That's why, okay, yes, Renoko will have you thinking everything, won't he? And Yvette, thank you, Yvette, for that. He will, and you know what? Renoko Rashidi, Ashwar Kwesi, the late, great Hilliard. I mean, it goes on and on. Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Cress Welsing. I mean, it's been said the truth about we as women, and I think that it is our religion. That's why we won't sell. It is our conditioning. That's why we won't make money, and that's why we're not business women, the ones that's not. It's our fear of losing our divine femininity, which we do not have to do. And so if you want to learn more, if you like where this is going, I encourage you to join the December 11th intensive, because that's what's coming next. It is only $67 instead of $97. It's a 3-hour live virtual intensive. It's Facebook Live, but it's a secret group. And it's called Spiritual Art of Selling, Sell or Be Sold. You should listen to that. Sell or be sold. For a Black person, you should feel that. And if you want to know about how sacred you are and start delving into your sacredness, I suggest Spiritual Awakening of Black Woman, a.k.a. also known as Wild Woman Who Roams the Womb. It's $249? I think so. $297, but until Monday, it's going to be $99. And if you just struggling with your mind, can't even open up to this, if this just too much for you to grasp, which I know my queens, it's not too much for you to grasp, then I say get the Raw Foods and Open Your Mind, $7 audio book. I'm reading my own book, and people say they really enjoying it. And let me say this. Thank you for this message. It has invigorated me. I definitely am joining. Thank you, Farrah. I appreciate that. Let me say this. I don't disrespect the Christian belief system because I think it's very African. Like, the older I get, the more I like the Christianity. And I'll tell you why. I don't read it the way other people do. I have to respect it because I don't know the Bible. I don't really know Christianity. But I say things on this live stream or in the video, and my Christian sister will always say, give me a verse, give me a passage, give me a quote. And it's always reiterated, or me reiterating it, because I understand it is the Holy Bible. And that makes me know that knowledge is still African. It's Ethiopia that's one of the oldest Christian nations. So I understand Christianity from an African perspective. Everything, the way we pray as Black Christians is different than white Christians. The way we move, the way we dance, the way we sing, the way we bring in musical instruments, it is so African. Now, really, I'm intrigued with Christianity to the point that when my husband and I go to the South, I don't know. Now, I ain't promising nothing. I'm saying we're going to look into a church that is progressive, is Black, is giving something to the community, and that really is telling the truth about who we are and who those people were in the Bible. I'm for that. So I just want people to know, just like Barbara said, I said something, and Barbara, who is a Buddhist, said, and the Buddha says, and it was the same thing. I love spirituality. I love it because it's just truth, but that truth is in you. How do I say things in a book I never read? How do I know something from a belief system I've never delved deeply into, whether it's Buddhism, Christianity? Because it's universal knowledge, and it's within you. And when you cleanse, January Life Class, 6-week training course, I would love for you to join that because it's $297. After the 30th, it's going back to $497. People are buying it, and I would love for you to buy it as well. So I just want to say I appreciate you, Jackie, very much for explaining the devaluing of the woman and that it wasn't meant to be that way. I agree with that. And Royal says, pound, everyone, gotta go. See you, Queen. Serena says, yes, it's all relative. Well, I love you, Royal. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, sisters, that I hope that you take advantage of the November 30th, or the specials till the end of the month. And of course, December will have new specials. So anything you see now, get it. Because those are not the same things that will be on special in December. Also, what we have, y'all, we got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We got 4 days before my husband and I leave for North Carolina. It's so exciting. So much to do. Y'all, they took the car today. The car is being transported to North Carolina. And the truck that we are filling up, my husband's filling up, it goes on Monday. Monday's the last day for that. So, yeah, it's about moving. And I'm happy to be sharing this experience with you. Probably next time there will be nothing in back of me. But I told y'all, I'm coming every day. Might be on the floor, but I'm coming every day because that's my promise to you. We have a whole month of me coming every day. And then guess what? When January starts, I'm not going to come every day. I'll come once a week if I can. It might not be that because now you're going to have to come. You're going to have to join that life class. Or what you want to join, and I didn't say, and I'll talk about it more tomorrow, is my mastermind recurring subscription group, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. Let me, Jackie, you say, my darling. Royal says, thank you, sis. Jackie, you say, I'm looking forward to the fasting as well because I have been doing it wrong. Okay, great. And sister, I'm going to get that CD together for $11 so you can buy it. But also, of course, the January life class, we'll be talking about that. Barbara says, yay, I'm excited like I'm moving instead of you. Thank you, Queen. I so appreciate that. Jacqueline, you said he sounds like a nice man. He's a good brother. Thank you. Serena says, thank you. And I say thank you to you. So I love you all with all my heart. And I will be forward. I will be in your presence, and you will be in mine tomorrow. And we are going to create more win-win situations. I love y'all with all of my heart, and I thank you for loving me as well. We got this 2017. Yeah, I'm not going to leave y'all. I tell you, and nobody ever, and they lying if they say that the Nubia Lisa Marie Goodson is a fake. I can't fake my love for black folks. I can't fake my love for black people. If you hear me stop talking about black folks, if you see me going some other way, y'all need to. Now, don't blast me out in the media, in public. Send me an email. Text me, okay? Send me a Facebook message and say, hey, girl, your slip is hanging. Where you going? I thought you was for us. I would appreciate, I don't mind being checked because I feel like where we're all going is to some higher place. And thank you, Serena. Thank you, Farrah. Peace of blessings. Thank you, Sadiq. I don't mind you reminding me. I tell my husband all the time, keep me grounded. Keep me grounded. All right, y'all. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty. Oh, one other thing. You know how y'all say Lisa and y'all call me Lisa, and I love that. But actually, y'all, tomorrow we're going to talk about that. It's Lisa Marie. So remember, Lisa Marie, if you're nasty, and I want you to be nasty, it's Lisa Marie. It's not Lisa, and I'll tell you why. The energy of Lisa Marie and the numbers in the name. So I think it's 9, Marie, Marielisa. So 9 is about completion. See, Lisa has the 4 vibration, which I can't remember what it is, but I'm not in the 4. I'm really about completing stuff. So when you call me, you say, oh, Lisa, I love it, but it's actually Lisa Marie. The other reason why I want the Marie in there is because I want to honor my mother, whose name is Marie, whose name was Marie. So it's very important. So if you do call me Lisa Marie, because sometimes I know you'll call me Nubia, and I'm okay with that. But I really like Lisa Marie. It's Lisa Marie, Lisa Marie. So I'll just say that a few times. Let me tell you why I stopped to tell you that. It's because so many of us don't say who we want to be or ask people to treat us in the way we want to be treated. So many of us stay silent, especially with our names. Somebody could say our name any old way and we just cool with it. But we're talking about vibrational frequency. We're talking about manifestation power with our word sound. So if we don't tell people why we named ourselves or what that vibration holds, they won't know. And so before we go too far and get a little habit going on, I just wanted to express it's actually Lisa Marie. That's the full name. Love you. Let me read the last comments. My name is 9-2. That's why I'm worried about changing it. Well, it depends on Jen, what vibration that you're changing it to, because I'm needing to be 9 now. It was okay when I was Nubia and that was Nubia. That was 5. And 5 was about change. And I did a lot of changing. I'm about completing now, closing deals. So your change may be what you need right now, but it may not. So my sister, though, I know you're working with her. She'll help you. Farrah says, ha ha, yes, I'm sad to let go of the beautiful name Nubia, but I got you, Mrs. Lisa Marie. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you. Angela says, good night, Lisa Marie. I'm Angela. I love it. I want to change too. Yeah, change is good, y'all. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love Nubia is powerful. Nubia is beautiful. Nubia is like, but you know what? And it's even like, it's, you know what? Let me tell you what's very powerful. To let go of something you actually like. To let go of something you actually kind of still want. When you can let go of that, knowing that something better is coming, and sometimes it's all about getting used to the better, and understanding the power in the better, you're going to be all right. So I just want you to know, I could even get sloppy and say, forget Lisa Marie. You know, even though Spirit told me to go with that, everybody liked Nubia better, or everybody want Nubia, everybody used to Nubia. No, I'm not going to do it because Spirit told me the power is in Lisa Marie. Haven't y'all noticed since Lisa Marie came on the scene, we got a different kind of groove going on? Okay, because Lisa Marie's Goodson. She's married now. I'm a Goodson. I love it. All right. Okay. Love you all with all my heart. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy. Ancient African wisdom for the modern sister. See you all tomorrow. Peace and blessings.